Hey guys, Zybak here, and this is going to be my opinion on the Mists of Pandaria. I've done a lot of factual and news videos about this, but I haven't really gone over what exactly I think about it. If you're interested in more factual information about this expansion, click the annotation above, and that should bring you to a giant playlist of basically anything you'd need to know about the expansion. I made a ton of videos about it, so check that out. Alright, so let's get started. First of all, the expansion is in Pandaria. Pandas are the new race. I don't have a problem with the Pandurans. I think they're a cool race. I think they'd be a cool race to be in the game for sure. But I do not like the way they were introduced. I think this is a really shitty way to introduce a new race. You kill Deathwing, you kill the Lich King. It's a big hostile environment, and now we're like taking a vacation in Pandaland. It doesn't make any sense, really. I don't like that at all. I think a better way for them to introduce the pandas would have been like the pandas' home basically like they introduced the goblins. The goblins' home continent was completely fucked up by Deathwing. They don't have to use Deathwing, but they just basically the pandas are coming to the Alliance and the Horde for refuge because they have nowhere else to go. I think that'd be a better way to introduce them rather than us going to Pandaland. Now on to the new class, the Pandaran Monk. I really like the Pandaran Monk. I think it's a cool idea for a class. I pretty much predicted that it was gonna come into the game at some point. It was either gonna be the Pandaran Monk or the Demon Hunter. Again, I think if they introduced it a little bit better, I would like it more, but I have no problem with the monk. The one thing about Mists of Pandaria is there apparently is not going to be one big bad guy. There's not going to be a Lich King or a Deathwing. There's not going to be anything like that. Apparently this expansion is going to focus on the war between the Alliance and the Horde. But the problem is, World PvP is not going to work no matter what way you put it, unless they make a way for flying mounts to just either A, not work in World PvP zones, or B, my idea, which is have some way to be able to take someone down off of a flying mount. Have some sort of little joust or something where you can take someone out of the sky and bring them down to the ground. I don't know, they need to do something like that. Also, world PvP zones like Tolbarad aren't very effective at all. They just don't work. What you need to do is you need to have one mega zone. One zone where everything's great. There's tons of resources, there's tons of mining things to mine, there's tons of skinning things to skin, tons of herbalism things to flower pick, tons of dailies to do that give you lots of gold. They need to make one mega zone like that, no flying mounts allowed, make it a pretty small zone, and that's where your world PvP will happen. You can't make some bullshit zone like Tolbarad you don't have to go to. There's no real reward for going to it other than getting a celestial pony that looks gay as shit. Another thing Blizzard wanted to focus on this expansion is character progression. They want you to always have something to do when you log on to WoW. I'm 100% for this. I feel like in Burning Crusade and Classic, I was always doing something. I was always either getting gold or grinding rep or doing something, and I didn't feel that in Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm. I felt like I was just bored out of my mind. In Wrath of the Lich King, I was an achievement whore. I loved getting all those achievement points and stuff. But in Cataclysm, it really died off for me. I didn't enjoy that anymore. But I don't know why. I feel like there's just nothing to do when you log onto the game anymore. But there used to be that feeling of urgency, and like it was almost like I never had enough time to get everything done. And I like that feeling, but I don't feel that anymore. And I don't think stupid ass shit like Pokemon is gonna revive that feeling. I think back in Classic and in Burning Crusade, it just took a lot longer to do things. It took a lot longer to get gear. It took a lot longer to get gold, and it was hard to get the best of everything. And now it just seems like it's really easy to get the best gear. You just do your dailies, you do the set amount every day, you do the set amount of dungeons, you get the same amount of Valor points every day, and it just becomes mundane. You can't really get ahead of the game, you can't really... I don't know, I just feel like after you do your set amount of tasks for the week, you just sit there. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit off topic. I don't think Mists of Pandaria is gonna save WoW. I don't think it's gonna really do too much for the game. It might get some new subscribers, might get it to the female audience a little bit more, maybe the Asian market more. But I don't think this is gonna revive the game like it used to be. We're gonna be coming into a very interesting era of MMO in the future, because for so long it's just been World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft's been the king, and it was awesome. World of Warcraft for 6 years, all the way up through, I'd say, about halfway through Wrath, WoW was just fucking awesome. And it's not like that anymore. And we're gonna finally come to a time period where there's gonna be, I feel like, 3 big MMOs. I think Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft will still be up there, and Star Wars. I think there'll be a 3-way little war going on between those 3 MMOs. And that's going to be great for us, because competition is always best for the consumer. It's going to mean we're going to have a great game to play no matter what.